Welcome back to Fixing My Faith. I'm Vern Hool, and today we're talking about a very, very serious topic, and it's hiding and covering up any type of sexual child abuse. And today we're going to take a look at what happens in the courts today from covering this up, and we're going to have a brief discussion on a situation. But first, I want to take you to the Bible, and this is so serious. I'm thinking more of our Jehovah's Witness elders, or who I would call my ex-brothers. They used to be my brothers, and I know a lot of Jehovah's Witness elders that are good people, trying hard to do the right thing in front of Jehovah, and uh, and you brothers are in a situation where you are listening to the governing body when it comes to sexual child abuse. And I'm going to show you what happens if you continue to listen to the governing body. And if you have anything hidden, and even if you destroyed the records, it doesn't matter. If you have anything hidden, the importance of bringing it forth to lighten your sentence. So we're going to look at this, but first of all, we're going to look at the seriousness from God's Word, the Bible. And to do this, we're going to take a look at Luke chapter 8 from the English Standard Version. And we're going to go all the way down to verse 16. And I have it highlighted here. And it talks about a lamp under a jar. And this is Jesus' words. He says, "No one, after lighting a lamp, covers it with a jar or puts it under a bed, but puts it on a stand so that those who enter may see the light. For nothing is hidden that will not be made manifest, nor is anything secret that will not be known and come to light. Take care then how you hear, for to the one who has, more will be given, and from the one who has not, even what he thinks that he has will be taken away." So this is a very serious statement. How does this happen? How does this come to light? So if we hide things under our bed, if we keep things secret when it comes to sexual child abuse, let's see what happens. So we're going to the Lake and McCurney County Scanner. This is a legal thing that's already in the news. So for some of us, it's old news, but for me, it's brand new news. And if you're a Jehovah's Witness elder, this is brand new news because you only follow the news that comes to you from the governing body. But here's the news that's happening. Here's real life. And here's what happens when you follow the governing body. The judge sentences 2 Jehovah's Witness elders to court supervision, community service, for failing to report sexual assault. And I read through the whole article. This sexual assault had nothing to do with anybody in the congregation or in like an elder or a person that's a Jehovah's Witness. But this had to do with someone in the congregation, a young girl who was being sexually assaulted by someone outside of the congregation. In fact, their whole family was threatened, death sentences and everything. If she came forth, this young girl, and she was molested for quite some time by this person. Well, this young girl talked to her mother, and of course, they went to the elders. You know, they're in the hall. They went to the elders where they should go, and the elders didn't report it to the police. They covered it up. Why? Why would you cover that up? So let's take a closer look at this. 2 Jehovah's Witness elders. It talks about them. You guys can read this article. I'm not the best with names, so I might get a few things wrong here. But anyways, it talks about what I just said. And the court documents allege that Pentkava and Scott, who were the mandated reporters, these were the elders, they knew of a child who was being sexually assaulted and abused, but failed to report it. So this is the elders in the congregation. They knew of a child who was being sexually molested and failed to report it. So what happens? Well, they were found guilty October 2019 well, this is the guy that did it to the girl. Nothing to do with these brothers. This Pedazra, 44 of Crystal Lake, he was found guilty and over a dozen sex crimes against a young girl. So this guy, he went away for some time. So now I'm going to go on here. Yeah, he threatened to kill her mother, her brother, if she told anyone about the assaults. That's what the prosecutor said. And so the girl told her mother about the assaults when she was 6 years old. And the church, that's the Kingdom Hall, that she went to with her mother, the Kingdom Hall, in Crystal Lake, was informed of the allegations as well, but they also did not report it to the police. Why? So the girl reported the abuse again in 2018 to the church, to the Kingdom Hall. So here we have, I'm going to go back. How old was she? 6 years old the first time. What date was that? But yeah, back in 2005. So 13 years later, she reported it again. 2018. That's just a few years ago. And they finally reported it and opened an investigation. Well, here's what happened. The guy that was doing the crimes, he got hit with 50 years in prison. 50 years in prison. So if you're an elder and a Jehovah's Witness and you're molesting children, then you're up for 50 years in prison. This is the kind of sentence you're going to get, and required to register for life as a sex offender upon his release. So this is what the sex offenders are getting. So this should be a warning to any of those within the organization that are sex offenders, and there are some, and they've been hidden. So now this guy's outside of the organization. He got 50 years in prison. Now the elders that didn't report it because they knew of it, they're mandated reporters. Elders want to have clergy class, so they're mandated reporters. This is the laws of the country. And so now the two were found guilty March 18th, one count of violating reporting provisions, Class A misdemeanor. So they were sentenced, and these guys each had 1 year of supervision, 10 hours of public service, and ordered them to pay over $1,000 in court fines and fees. And they did have to do 12 days in jail and 30 months of community service. So they did have to do some time. They have to go to jail. They have to get fingerprinted and their pictures taken and everything. So if you're an elder, even a ministerial servant training to be an elder, and you know of sex crimes, you know of them, report it, clear yourself, or else you're going to be held guilty. So what did these guys say? I have it highlighted here in blue. This is the most important part of the article right here. So Pentkava, that's one of the elders, said during a sentence hearing. Here's what the elder said. He said that he did not believe he had to report the abuse to authorities after receiving advice in 2006 from Jehovah's Witnesses World Headquarters in New York. So there you have it. This elder was left out to dry by the governing body. And he felt bad, this elder. He woke up, I think, through this. He says, I had an earnest trust and faith in God and the Judicial Committee. And this elder said that, he says, I never acted in bad faith. I truly believed I was following the law of Illinois. I am sorry for any suffering in this utterly sad situation. I never became a conspirator to cover up the abuse of children. But the governing body here told this man, told this brother, this elder, that he didn't have to report it. And that's the real crime. And I think, in my opinion, that this is the crime. This is what's going to knock the watchtower down. And it's just going to be a matter of months, just a bit of time. And the governments that are seeing this, they have to do something, because now they know that these poor elders are being misled by the governing body, by their legal department. And now the legal department's telling everyone to destroy records, destroy records, destroy records. So it's all coming out, folks. And if you're in as an elder, ministerial servant, take this as a warning to be careful, and to really watch what you're doing, or you will be held accountable. So that's about it for now today, folks. And as we always say, We strive for different ways. Sometimes up here in Canada, it's snowing, and we get a lot of snow. And we look over at the next door neighbor, and she's an older lady, a widow. Husband died, and she can't shovel her snow. She uses a cane. She has a hard time getting out, but she's living on her own and no family apparently. So it's nice if we can get together as neighbors and take turns shoveling her walk. It's kind of fun. And that's really what being neighborly is all about. So, friends, until next time, keep living your life with love. Bye for now.